Have you ever walked past someone on the street, maybe in a cafe or at a luxury hotel, and felt a sudden sense of awe, not because of flashy jewelry or screaming designer logos, but because they radiated effortless elegance? If you've ever wondered how the world's wealthiest people command attention without saying a word, you're about to unlock the ultimate secret. Welcome to the world of quiet luxury, where subtlety is the loudest flex, and true wealth whispers rather than shouts. But before we dive into this exclusive universe, here's your invitation. If you want to understand the mindsets, secrets, and strategies of the global elite, their habits, their style, and the codes of their inner circles, hit that subscribe button and stay with us until the end. Quiet luxury isn't just for the ultra-rich. It's a mindset, a lifestyle, and with the right knowledge, anyone can incorporate it into their own world. Ready? Let's step through the hidden door. Luxury at its core is about exclusivity and experience. But for decades, the definition of luxury was dominated by in-your-face branding. From the bold LV monograms of Louis Vuitton to the unmistakable Medusa head of Versace, high-end fashion once meant being seen. You bought a Gucci bag, not just for the craftsmanship, but because everyone in the room knew it was Gucci. But something changed. The more accessible luxury became, the less exclusive it felt. Celebrities began gifting logo-plastered bags to influencers. Counterfeit markets exploded. Suddenly, luxury was everywhere. And if everyone could have it, was it really luxury at all? The ultra-wealthy responded not with louder displays, but with an elegant retreat. They started seeking out pieces that were invisible to the untrained eye, but instantly recognized by insiders. Thus, quiet luxury was born, a movement that prizes craftsmanship, fit, and fabric above brand names and status symbols. So why are billionaires, heirs, and CEOs ditching the logos? The answer is deeper than fashion. It's about signaling. In a world obsessed with instant gratification and social media likes, true status comes from what can't be easily copied. Quiet luxury is about signaling to the right people, not everyone. It's a code that only those in the know can decode. Think of it as the difference between shouting in a crowded room and sharing a knowing glance with someone across the table. One is desperate for attention. The other holds all the power. Quiet luxury is about power, the power of restraint, of taste, of subtlety. It's the ultimate flex because it requires confidence, security, and a deep understanding of what matters. What does quiet luxury look like? If you're picturing old money estates, cashmere sweaters draped over shoulders, and vintage watches peeking from under bespoke cuffs, you're not far off. Quiet luxury is defined by certain characteristics. 1. Exceptional fabrics. The world's finest wool, cashmere, silk, and linen. When you touch it, you know. 2. Perfect tailoring. Clothes that fit like a second skin, made by artisans who've spent decades honing their craft. 3. Muted colors, neutrals, earth tones, and shades that don't demand attention. 4. No logos, or at most, logos so tiny or hidden only an aficionado would spot them. 5. Discreet details, hand-stitched seams, horn buttons, rare linings, details that insiders notice but outsiders miss. It's not just about clothing. The same philosophy applies to cars, homes, jewelry, and even travel. It's the difference between a penthouse with floor-to-ceiling glass in Dubai and a 400-year-old manor in the English countryside. One shouts, the other whispers. The psychology of quiet luxury. Let's dig deeper. Why do the super-rich love quiet luxury? Part of it comes down to security. Flaunting your wealth with gold chains or diamond-encrusted handbags makes you a target. Quiet luxury, on the other hand, allows you to blend in except with those who truly get it. There's also the satisfaction that comes from owning something exclusive, not because it's plastered on a billboard, but because only a select few even know it exists. Take the example of Loro Piana, a brand almost never seen in glossy ads, rarely discussed on social media, yet beloved by the world's wealthiest families. Their cashmere coats cost as much as a car, but there's no screaming logo, no telltale print. The people who buy Loro Piana do so for themselves, not for Instagram. In many ways, quiet luxury is a rejection of the new money mindset. It's the confidence that comes from generational wealth, old money, that has nothing to prove. For these circles, restraint isn't just tasteful, it's a status symbol. If you think the world of luxury is all about showing off, you're missing the point. Among the elite, the most powerful people in the room are rarely the ones in the flashiest outfits. True insiders communicate their status with a language of details so subtle, most will never notice. This is the secret code of quiet luxury. Think about a classic navy cashmere sweater. To the average observer, it looks like something you could buy at any department store. But to the right people, that sweater tells a whole story: where it was made, who made it, even what kind of goats the cashmere came from. Maybe it's Brunello Cucinelli, known for its meticulous Italian craftsmanship. Or perhaps it's bespoke, made by a tailor in Naples, whose name is never advertised but whose waiting list stretches years. The same is true for shoes, watches, and even cars. A pair of John Lobb shoes will never have a flashy emblem on the heel, but those in the know will recognize the hand-stitched welt, the perfect patina, the unmistakable silhouette. A Patek Philippe watch often hides under a shirt cuff, never glinting in the sun, but the wearer knows it's a family heirloom worth more than most sports cars. For those on the inside, these signals are as obvious as billboards. For everyone else, they're invisible. Clothing isn't the only place where quiet luxury reigns. Walk into the home of someone with generational wealth, and you'll see the same principle at work. Instead of the latest gadgets or blinding gold faucets, you might notice antique furniture, hand-knotted Persian rugs, art with a story. The linens are made from the world's softest cotton. The dinnerware isn't emblazoned with designer logos. Instead, it's bone china from a family-owned atelier in Limoges. In the kitchen, it's not about having the fanciest espresso machine. It's about having a French press that's been used for decades, or crystal glasses passed down for generations. Even the way these homes smell is curated with subtle scents from niche perfumers rather than mass-market candles. What stands out most is what's missing. There is no ostentation, no attempt to impress. Everything is functional, beautiful, and quietly, undeniably expensive. Now, if you're wondering who the masters of this style are, here's your insider's guide. These brands don't scream for attention, but they're revered by connoisseurs. Brunello Cucinelli. Known as the King of Cashmere, Cucinelli's muted designs and exceptional fabrics are the go-to for billionaires who want comfort and elegance. Loro Piana. Italian excellence in the softest wools and cashmeres, made for people who value the touch and feel above all. Hermes. Yes, they make the world-famous Birkin bag, but their real power is in the items you don't see. The finest scarves, homewares, and leather goods with zero branding. The Row, created by the Olsen twins, this brand is the uniform for Hollywood's elite who want to fly under the radar. John Lobb and Edward Green, English shoemakers who've been crafting perfection for over a century with no logos in sight. Berluti, makers of understated leather shoes and goods, favored by those who want their luxury quiet but their craftsmanship perfect. Kiton, the tailor's tailor with suits that look simple to outsiders but are known among CEOs and heads of state as the pinnacle of sartorial art. Owning something from these houses is less about impressing others and more about belonging to a discreet club, a club that values quality, heritage, and taste above all. In quiet luxury, story matters. The provenance of an object is as important as its price. If you inherit your grandmother's silk scarf from Hermes, it's infinitely more valuable, both sentimentally and culturally, than something you picked up new, no matter how expensive. The rich don't just buy things, they curate them. Every item has a history. Every piece is part of a personal narrative. This is why vintage is so respected in these circles. An old leather briefcase, a watch passed down from a great-grandfather, or an antique desk. These are prized not for their obvious price tags, but for the stories they tell and the lives they've touched. Quiet luxury isn't just about products or aesthetics. It's a powerful social signal. Among the wealthy, it's a code of conduct. A way to recognize fellow insiders while remaining invisible to everyone else. When you see someone at a dinner party with a perfectly tailored navy suit, no jewelry, except perhaps a slim gold watch, and handmade leather shoes without a single visible brand, you know you're in the presence of someone who understands the rules. This unspoken communication creates a network, a kind of secret society. There's a thrill in being recognized by those who matter, but overlooked by those who don't. It's about moving through the world with quiet confidence, never needing to prove yourself with material excess. The confidence to not shout your status is perhaps the greatest signal of all. Ironically, As quiet luxury gained traction among the elite, it sparked a global shift in taste. Social media, ever the double-edged sword, began to pick up on this phenomenon. Influencers, always searching for the next trend, started praising stealth wealth and old money style. Suddenly, everyone wanted to look like they belonged at an Italian villa or a Hamptons estate, yet the true practitioners of quiet luxury know that it's not about buying expensive things and hiding the label. It's about a fundamental shift in values, choosing quality over quantity, experience over excess, longevity over trends. This anti-logo movement has even influenced the major fashion houses. Brands that once built their empires on visible emblems, think Gucci or Balenciaga, have started releasing capsule collections with minimal branding, muted tones, and timeless silhouettes. The demand for understated elegance is reshaping the industry itself. Why quiet luxury is here to stay. Every era has its own vision of luxury. The Roaring '20s had glitz and Gatsby-level parties. The '80s brought us power suits and status bags. The early 2000s were all about bling and maximalism. But as society becomes more interconnected and as wealth signaling becomes more nuanced, quiet luxury will only grow more powerful. There's a sustainability angle too. Fast fashion is losing its appeal, and environmental consciousness is reshaping how we shop. The values behind quiet luxury, timelessness, quality, and longevity are increasingly resonating with new generations. It's a return to craftsmanship, tradition, and thoughtful consumption. For the world's most successful people, quiet luxury is also a shield. In an age where privacy is rare and wealth is often targeted, blending in is a superpower. They have everything, but the world never has to know. The children of quiet luxury households are taught from an early age that true value comes not from possessions, but from character, education, and experience. They attend the world's best schools, learn multiple languages, and travel extensively not to flaunt, but to understand and appreciate cultures, art, and history. They're raised to blend in, to listen more than speak, and to never brag. Even philanthropy is handled quietly. Anonymous donations, foundation work done behind the scenes, and genuine efforts to improve the world. These actions are rarely advertised or even acknowledged. For the quietly wealthy, making a difference is its own reward. With economic uncertainty, political shifts, and increasing awareness of privacy and sustainability, the appeal of quiet luxury is only set to grow. In a world where so much is performative and temporary, the enduring values of discretion, quality, and authenticity are a solid foundation. Tech billionaires, royalty, old money families, and new entrepreneurs alike are recognizing the wisdom of understatement. The world's most successful people have nothing to prove. Their status is cemented not in what they show, but in what they know and what they choose not to reveal. If you enjoyed this look inside the world of discreet wealth, make sure you subscribe for more insider stories on how the elite really live, spend, and think. This is just the beginning of a journey into a world that few ever get to see, and even fewer ever truly understand.